We have seen players in the past inflate stats throughout history. We've seen Russell Westbrook put up a triple-double every season, which I thought was a way of OKC to try and keep him. Force a triple-double out of him, get everything he can so he's happy and stays with the organization, signs the extension, and it ended up working. But right now, today, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the easiest to inflate stats and the hardest ones to inflate. All right, let's get straight into it. Hardest one to inflate, the hardest stat to inflate at all, is blocks. Now, when you think of blocks, it's one of the most situational things ever. For you to get a block, you have to be in the right place at the right time. And yeah, maybe the offensive player's a dumbass, so he takes a stupid shot. But most of the times, you won't get the block. When you see all-time block leaders, they average like 2 blocks a game. It's like 2 blocks a game. If they're playing around 35 minutes a game, that means they played about 70 possessions and got 2 blocks. That's how situational it is. The all-time leader in blocks is Hakeem Olajuwon, and he has 3,800 blocks. Which, when you look at other stats, you're like, man, this stat is pretty hard to get. You know what I mean? So blocks is the most situational. It's very hard to inflate. If you think about great defenders around the league, AD, Giannis, they are really good shot blockers. But they don't, I've never seen somebody in my lifetime average 5 blocks a game. I don't know how you can inflate blocks. The only way you can inflate blocks is if you tell the other team, come to the paint, take stupid shots. It's legit the only way you can inflate blocks. And team ain't gonna listen to you, bro. They trying to win games, you know what I mean? So that team won't listen to you. The next hardest stat to inflate is the steal. Steal, another very situational thing. When you think of the main ball handlers on the offense, they aren't only really good ball handlers because they're guards, the point guards, the shooting guards, small forwards like LeBron. One of the things that people grow up doing normally when playing around their neighborhood, if like I grew up having like no hoop on me at all times pretty much. So what I would do, I just dribble the ball, you know what I mean? Have fun with it. Fake a shot maybe sometimes, you know what I mean? And I'm 6'3", and I'm very fast. And I'm really good at ball handling. So that's that's the type of people they got to go up against. Not people like me, they probably strip me. I'm not an NBA player. But look, steals are very situational. I would say they're less situational than blocks. Because if God knows if you're Gary Payton on steroids where you could just steal everything, like damn swipe everything away, I mean, you can get it. Because all you have to do is go to the ball. You know, blocks, you have to go to the ball while it's in the air. And yeah, so the next hardest stat to inflate is steals. Alright, now the third hardest stat to inflate is points. And you might be like, what? That doesn't make sense. If I take 50 shots, I'm going to have a chance to score 50 points per game. Because, you know, most people shoot 50%. Most people hit threes. And yeah, while that is very true, points are not that easy to inflate. In the end of the day, you still have to hit a shot against defenses, which normally are pretty hard. You know, half the season you're playing great defenses, and half season you're playing low tier defenses. So you can never really be like, I'm gonna just play a bad defense the whole season. You can't really do that. So I feel like it's hard to inflate points, because when people see, oh, he's averaging 40 points per game but on 25% shooting, they're gonna be like, bro, it's obvious you're trying to inflate it. It doesn't look smart. It looks stupid as hell, bro. You know what I mean? Like, look, when you see Russ put up these huge points in the playoffs, I remember he did this in the playoffs with OKC and Paul George. He had 40 points on 41 shots. How many people thought of that as a legit 40-point performance? When LeBron put up like 45 and 15 back in the Heat days. I remember watching that game live too. I love the Heat back then. I mean, I still love him now too. But like, when he put up 45 and 15, he shot 70% from the field. I can tell you that is way more impressive than 41 points on 43 shots, or 43 points on 41 shots. I don't know how many he took, but that's a harder stat to inflate. When you see how OKC was trying to inflate Russell Westbrook's stat into a triple-double, he was pretty inefficient, and it's pretty hard for him to get all these, you know what I mean, points that efficiently. He shot like 30% from 3, 41% from the field, I'm pretty sure, which is like, bro, you are inflating to the teeth. You know what I mean? There's no Nobody's fool here. Nobody's thinking you're not trying to inflate. We can definitely see what's happening. Then the second easiest stat to inflate is assists. And why I say this is because I think John Stockton, he was a good player, but I think people do overrate him. He's an all-time leader in assists with like 15,000. And listen, that's cool. That's fine, bro. But do you know what made his career? Passing it to a great scorer, Karl Malone. Listen, assists. If I'm LeBron and I have passing vision like him and I have very high basketball IQ, or if I'm like Chris Paul, one of those people who are one of the elite facilitators, Nikola Jokic, I forgot we got an elite facilitator in our own arena. Bro, that is high IQ players. But in the end of the day, you see them average those assists on very good assist to turnover ratios. Now you think Stockton, well, he didn't get many turnovers. Well, no shit. I mean, his job was, okay, I'm going to pass the ball 40 times a game. And pass, not assist. I'm going to pass the ball 40 times a game. I'm going to hit the occasional layup and the occasional three-pointer. That's what it was, you know what I mean? And it's like, assists, you can see how if somebody put more of their effort towards scoring, they would have been more successful. I feel like if John Stockton was more of a scorer than he was a playmaker, I feel like he would have been fine. I feel like the Jazz could have won a championship over Chicago. Even though that's a very bold statement because Chicago was dominated as all hell with MJ. But then you think of teams like was it 06? It was like the 2005 Suns. Steve Nash was the best player on their roster. If he was just a little bit better of a scorer, yes, we know he was shooting 50, 40, 90. But I feel like that is, as stupid as it may sound, I feel like it's partially inflated because he took so little shots a game and he just took such great looks. If you see somebody like KD or LeBron, they have to take some tough looks because they're the first option. They have to take the clutch shots, so their field goal percentage will dwindle. But so I think assists are the second easiest ones to inflate because all you have to do is have a great scorer on your team. Karl Malone, legit the play was run a pick and roll with Karl or give it to Karl in the post, he'll do a fadeaway without even dribbling. So it'll count as assist. And that's crazy, but that made his career the easiest one to inflate. And we saw this with guards like Russell Westbrook, now Luka Doncic, guards like that. Uncontested defensive rebounds are so easy to get. And you saw Russell Westbrook do it so he could average a triple-double. You see Luka Doncic right now, he's averaging a near triple-double. I think it's like near 30-point triple-double. Man, that man's crazy. But I'm not saying those rebounds aren't good. I'm just saying they're uncontested. So they're very easy to get. You saw teams like the OKC Thunder when they were trying to force Russell Westbrook into a triple-double. Steven Adams would just, when he saw the ball was free and Russell Westbrook was in the area, just not even touch it. Be like, okay, Russ, you got it. You got the rebound. And why this is so easy to get, in my opinion, is because these days it's such a heavy three-point shooting league, right? Leads to a lot of long rebounds and all these stuff. And even though rebounds are kind of situational, where it's like if you see the ball hit the rim, you kind of have to know where it's going. I feel like it's very easy to inflate, and the easiest stat to inflate here. And I feel like it's by a mile too. But yeah, thank y'all for watching this video. We were talking about the easiest stats to inflate. And yeah, leave a like, subscribe.